We begin with that developing story here in the UK, and 7 people, including 2 police officers, have died in a crash during a police pursuit near Middlesbrough in the northeast of England. It's understood that a Volkswagen Passat car was travelling the wrong way on the A66 at South Bank when it crashed with a police car. All of those involved have been declared dead at the scene. The Independent Office for Police Conduct is now investigating what happened. As we mentioned a few moments ago, we are expecting to hear from Cleveland Police any moment now. This is the scene there where we are expecting the police to emerge in the next few minutes. We'll bring that to you live as soon as it starts. And we've just had a statement from the Prime Minister, Andy Burnham, as well. He says he was devastated to hear that 2 police officers and 5 members of the public had been killed in a crash between a police car and a Volkswagen going the wrong way on the A66. He posted on X. I'll read the statement in full. He said he's devastated to hear that 2 police officers have lost their lives while on duty in Cleveland this morning, as well as 5 members of the public. My thoughts are with the families and loved ones of everyone involved and with everyone at Cleveland Police. He also offers his thanks to the emergency services in responding in incredibly difficult circumstances. I would urge everyone to avoid speculation at this time. Let's hear from our reporter Philippa Goymer, who's at the scene.
So Cleveland Police have issued a statement just in the last half an hour to confirm that 7 people died in the incident that happened at 20 to 4 this morning. That includes 2 serving Cleveland police officers and 5 members of the public that were travelling in a Volkswagen Passat on the A66 just behind me here in the wrong direction, and the police officers were travelling in the right direction. Now, the Chief Constable for Cleveland Police, Victoria Fuller, has issued a statement which I'll read now. She said, first and foremost, our thoughts are with the families of everyone involved in today's incident. No one should leave their home and not return safely, including police officers serving their communities and protecting the people of Cleveland. This tragic incident will be felt across Cleveland, within our communities and throughout the entire policing family, and that they are providing specialist support to all of the families involved at this extremely difficult time. The police have also said that the victims that were in the Volkswagen Passat, they haven't all been officially identified yet, but the ones who have been identified are being supported by specialist officers.
That's our reporter at the scene there. Well, let's take you back to Middlesbrough as we are expecting to hear from Cleveland Police in the next few minutes. You can see there the 2 spokespeople approaching the microphones. So let's now have a listen in to that update. She's just being mic'd up and she's going to start delivering that statement to the media. 2 police officers among the 7 people died in a crash involving a police vehicle and a Volkswagen Passat.
At 3:39 this morning, a Volkswagen Passat that was travelling the wrong way down the A66 has collided with a marked Cleveland Police armed response vehicle which was travelling on the correct side of the road. Tragically, 2 police officers, PC Matthew Blades and PC Tom Clough, died at the scene, along with the 5 occupants of the Passat as a result of the collision. This is an incredibly sad day for Cleveland. The loss has been felt across our communities, by our police family and by our partner agencies. These were brave officers, protecting our communities and serving our residents who didn't return home to their families at the end of their shift. My thoughts and the thoughts of everybody here at Cleveland Police are with their families, friends, colleagues and loved ones at this incredibly difficult time. Earlier today, the Deputy Chief Constable and I visited Matthew and Tom's families to offer our condolences, support one another, and begin to come to terms with this unimaginable loss. Formal identification has now taken place for the occupants of the Volkswagen Passat, and specialist family liaison officers are being deployed to support the bereaved families. We also have support in place for our officers and staff who have been affected by today's tragic events. As is mandatory following any death connected to a police incident, we have referred the matter to the Independent Office for Police Conduct and are fully cooperating with their investigation. Whilst this investigation is ongoing, and out of respect for all those who have lost loved ones, I would strongly urge people to avoid speculation and respect the privacy of the families. Thank you.
Those short comments there from Victoria Fuller, the Chief Constable there at Cleveland Police, naming the two officers who were killed on duty there. I'm joined by correspondent Greg Mackenzie. So those two officers named, Matthew Blades and Thomas Clough.
That's right. So you just heard there from Victoria Fuller. That's the first statement we've had on camera from Cleveland Police, and you can imagine a number of investigations are taking place following this incident that took place in the early hours of this morning. So you heard there that she and the Cleveland Police Crime Commissioner have visited the families of both Matthew and Tom, the officers who have died, and she has just confirmed there that the 5 occupants in the Passat have now been identified, and family liaison officers are now meeting or heading to meet those families of the victims. So a number of investigations in terms of what, why and how this happened. We got a bit of a timeline, didn't we? The authorities there saying that this collision happened at 3:36 in the morning. Confirmation once again that the occupants of the Passat were travelling on the wrong side of the road. And as you say there, they say that all of the occupants of the Passat have also died, but at the moment they haven't released the names, have they? That's right. So the names haven't been released yet, and there are questions as to so what I've been doing in looking at pursuits and how it works in terms of risk assessments for officers. So according to the College of Policing, officers will have risk assessed the pursuit, and only if there was a risk to life would they have carried on or were suspecting or chasing suspects, is what the College of Policing guidance says. Pursuits must be risk assessed and justified. Now, in terms of pursuits, Regini, there were 18 people who died in police pursuits in England last year, and that's down from 24 the previous year. So this latest crash is being investigated independently by the IOPC, the police watchdog. A deep tragedy, of course. We have just had a statement from the UK's Prime Minister Andy Burnham on this as well, haven't we? Just tell us more on that. Well, that's right. So Andy Burnham has taken to social media. Prime Minister Andy Burnham said that he was devastated to hear that 2 police officers and 5 members of the public had been killed in a crash between a police car and a Volkswagen going the wrong way on the A66 near Middlesbrough. So just to clarify, it was the Volkswagen that was going the wrong way. He posted on X, devastated to hear that 2 police officers have lost their lives while on duty in Cleveland this morning, as well as 5 members of the public. My thoughts are with the families and loved ones of everyone involved, and with everyone at Cleveland Police.
Yeah, a real tragedy, and we heard there from Chief Constable Victoria Fuller, her voice cracking at times because, of course, this is a very personal loss for Cleveland Police. These are colleagues now who have lost their lives while they were on active duty.
Absolutely. I mean, devastating for the unit, the police unit, and those that were involved in the pursuit. Because from footage that I've seen, there were a number of police cars in the early initial stages, and obviously they were the teams that work overnight together, and two, sadly, not going home to their families. So you can imagine it must be quite a sad day for Cleveland Police, especially to die in the line of duty.
Greg Mackenzie, thank you very much for the moment. And I'll just end by sharing that quote again from Victoria Fuller, saying these were brave officers protecting our communities and serving our residents who didn't return home to their families at the end of their shift. Those two officers named now as PC Matthew Blades and PC Thomas Clough.